Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gene Curl, and today I am reading from my mission journal that I kept when I was missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And this is, I forget which episode number this is, but it's like high 30s. So if you want to get the full story, start with episode number 1. I'm going to start reading where I left off on the last episode. Saturday, the 20th day of March 2004. Partly cloudy, windy. It rained a few times today. Last night I woke up at 2300 and saw someone standing beside my bed. At first I thought that it was Elder S, but then he backed into the darkest corner of the room and seemingly disappeared. This happened 3 times. The first time I thought that I was just seeing things, but the third time I was fully awake, and he stood there for about a minute, and it was not any of the elders. I did not get a bad feeling at all, nor was I scared. Perhaps it is someone from the other side of the veil trying to get me to do their temple work or bring the gospel to their family. What I think it was now is a straight-up hallucination. I don't believe that it was a spirit visiting me, but at the time I did. That's because at this point in my life I don't believe in spirits. This morning we had a zone tract in Elder S's area. Elder S went with me. I really don't know why, but he did not want to go with me. We tracked it in the rain. We tracked it into a Baptist chaplain, and he was very friendly and told us that when the LDS chaplain gets here this month, that he will tell him that I have been faithful because I tried to convert him. The last door that we knocked on had just been tracked about 5 minutes earlier by the Jehovah's Witnesses, but the men still invited us in. He said the things that the Jehovah's Witness shared with him were a little off. After we shared with him the first discussion, he said that he liked what we had shared a lot better and agreed to read the things that we had asked him to read in the Book of Mormon and pray to see if it is true. We set up a return appointment. A little while before his house, we met a lady who called us Mormies, and said in the time of trouble she will move in with the Mormons because we have good food storage. Elder S, Elder P, Elder D, Elder L, and I ate lunch at my pad. I received a letter from Mom that said almost the same thing as last week's letter. We tried to see a lot of people today, but I will only make mention of a few. We stopped to find out if OJ had read the things that we asked in the Book of Mormon, and his wife came to the door while he was talking to us and said that we were interfering with family time. She would prefer us to not come back and entertain her husband. She looked at him and told him that what he is doing is not fair. She does not know what he is trying to accomplish by seeing us, etc., etc. He winked at us and told us to stop by next week, and said that he is interested in what we have to say. I would really be mad if when I am married my wife talks to me the way OJ's wife did to him. You should never talk down to your spouse, especially in front of company. We visited Jim, and he asked us if the creation room in the temple is where people actually create. I assumed that it was not. I assured him that it was not, and we learn about the creation of earth and of man. The rest of the day was pretty uneventful. For dinner, a Tongan family gave us a plate lunches, the same kind that we had eaten for the last 3 nights in a row. We came home a little early to study Tongan, and I prepared for the Sunday school class that I have to teach. Brother C asked me today if I would teach it. Sunday, the 21st day of March, 2004. Cloudy, rain, windy, warm. It rained lightly almost all day. When Brother P confirmed Jim, he forgot to give him the Holy Ghost, so during the whole blessing, I prayed that he would remember, but he did not, so after he finished, the bishop had him do the part that he missed. The talk and the sacrament was very good. The speaker was from Kanhuki, and his part of the talk was on his cerebral palsy son, and how they blessed him to have how they blessed him. How they are blessed to have him. There we go. The talk was on his cerebral palsy son and how they're blessed to have him. They tried to have children for 22 years, and at the same time they tried to adopt and finally adopted 2. He said that he has to try hard to make the grade, but his son has a first-class ticket to the Celestial Kingdom. It was such an inspiring talk. I taught gospel principles. It went good, but I would have liked a little more time to prepare for it. During priesthood, I ordained Jim to the office of priest and the Aaronic priesthood. I was a little nervous because this was the first time that I have ever had the privilege of ordaining anyone. During Tongue and Branch sacrament meeting, I read a lot of the New Testament. After the sacrament meeting, we taught Tracy the 5th after baptism discussion. After the block, the branch had a potluck, and while they made us eat, and someone brought KFC chicken, so less effective. We had dinner with the D family, and the S family was there too. I ate too much. After dinner, we helped Brother D bless a lady who is new in the ward. They had dinner with him as well. Her husband is deployed. After dinner, we dropped the family home evening manual off at the L family's home and then went back to the pad for companionship inventory and week plan. Oh yeah, the coolest thing ever. Jim went home teaching with Brother S after dinner. Well, first day as a member, and he goes home teaching. I wrote the president tonight. Monday, the 22nd day of March, 2004. Cloudy, light rain, windy. Like usual, 5 a.m. laundry. I wrote letters to Mom, to Briss, to the B family, to my Uncle Bill and Aunt Linda. I wrote letters to Heidi, to Liz, and to Grandma. I sent pictures to everyone except Liz. Today was kind of a long day, and I felt a little down, so I wrote President a special letter to ask for advice. I went to the library with Elder S and Elder P, and when we got back to the whole zone, went to Kaneohe to play basketball. I did not play because I hate basketball, and I wanted to study. I studied math which was good because I have not really had much of a chance to study it since I left Kapolei. Elder S and I had an appointment at 3:30 to teach Mike. This was the first P-Day appointment of my whole mission before 1700 that went as planned. We watched Finding Faith in Christ and then reviewed what we taught earlier. He told us that his mother did not really like us coming over too well, which could pose a major problem. We shopped a little bit and bought food with the last Tongan money we received. I also purchased a couple of shirts and some shorts. We had dinner at 18:30 with the H family. After dinner, we did the 6-step program with them. I really expected them to cough out like usual, but they did not. Brother H and Julie, the oldest daughter, had a lot of good ideas, but every time they would say something, Sister H would try to shoot them down. She has very little faith in her family. Finally, it was decided that Brother H would invite a neighbor lady to make a presentation in enrichment night. We came home at 20:30 so the Elder S could prepare a district meeting. Elder S is a good guy, but he talks about girls too much. I get tired of hearing him say things like, I would like to make out with her, or I'd like to take her on a date, etc., etc. I was upset today because I was the only one who cleaned everything. I got everyone the benefit of the doubt and left their jobs for them, but they did not clean their stuff. I really wanted to, but I said nothing about it. Elder L came over to team up with me tomorrow. Tuesday, 23rd day of March, 2004. Mostly cloudy, light rain, light wind, warm. Elder L and I went to Brother Ian's to do a 6-step, and he told us the only people he knows who to share the gospel with is his granddaughter. We talked about how he could go about doing it and gave him a survey to give to them. Since I have been here, I have been inviting Brother Ian to share the gospel with him, and he said he would, but he would never. but he would never do it. I hope he pulls through this time. We stopped by the W family to see if Brother W had given away the Book of Mormon that we gave him 2 months ago. I have followed up on him every couple of weeks. He told me today that he has not given it away yet because he has just had too much going on and he likely will not give it away for a while. I asked him if there was anything we could do for him before we leave, so he had us help him carry a tree trunk to the front of the house. He asked if we could help remove the stump today. We tried to see a few old investigators and then went back to the pad for lunch. Elder B had dropped off my bike to Elder D's bike so S and I could use them, while D and L used their car while theirs is in the shop. Elder L can't ride a bike because of his gout. After lunch, Elder L and I went to help Brother W, even though he won't help us. It took us over 2 hours to dig up the stump and get it loose. When we got it loose, I had a picture of L in the hole working in the stumps. When we rolled down to the front of the house, I went back to the pad to change. It feels good to work hard and get tired. I kind of miss working. We spent most of the rest of the time until dinner trying to visit old investigators. Some of them were rude and some were nice. We had dinner with the M family. They fed us salmon again because I called them last night and told them that Elder L could not eat red meat. Dinner was good. After dinner, we picked up Brother K for a team-up. I had him ride with us in our car so it would expedite getting on base. He has not been on yet. We taught Sister P the third after baptism discussion. It went long because she had a lot of questions. We got home 5 minutes before curfew. I got pretty mad tonight because when I told Elder S that I got the 21 points on weekly progression card, he did not believe me. I told him that I was mad that he doubted me because I have always been honest and that I am probably one of the most honest people that he will ever meet. I get mad when people don't trust me because I have never given anyone a reason to not trust me. Wednesday, the 24th day of March, 2004. Mostly clear, light wind, rain in the evening, hot. In district meeting, I wanted to kick everyone in the junk because when we sang the America the Beautiful, I was the only one to stand through most of it. I told them that they did not love America and needed to be shot. To prove a point, I told them that it is more important to stand during the patriotic songs than to stand during the recital of our mission stuff, and refused to stand through part of it, but then out of respect for the Lord and the mission, I stood up. After district meeting, we ate lunch at the pad. I received a letter from the mission office congratulating me for certifying for the third and final time. It is so junk, I don't get much mail from my family or friends anymore. We went on base to see Johanna, but she rescheduled for 1930 tonight. We went tracting for 2 hours and did not teach anyone. We met a Jehovah's Witness lady who told us that Jehovah's Witnesses are the only ones who are Christian. I personally think that Jehovah's Witnesses are the only church that claims to believe in Christ that are not Christian. We went to the C family at 1730 and did the 6-step program with them before dinner. They know 2 families that they are going to invite to Easter activity. It is funny that all of the members are doing a lot better than the bishopric. After the 6th step, we had dinner and then went to base to teach the W family. Johanna has a lot of concerns and she does not believe that Jesus is the Son of God. She thinks that God is a woman and she does not want to pray because she had so many concerns. We were there for an hour and a half. Her husband still knows the church is true. but has not been in years because he thinks it is boring. She had been taught all the discussions before, but does not remember very much about them. I think that part of the problem is that she is a feminist Democrat. That's funny. I don't see any problem now with being a feminist or a Democrat. Before we left, we started his old Cougar to let us hear how great it runs. Between Tracting and the C family, we met an old investigator family who is very nice and will let us come over anytime, but is not really interested in what we have to say because they go to New Hope. It sounds also like the missionaries before us used to cruise all the time at their house and not teach, so less effective. Thursday, the 25th day of March, 2004. Mostly cloudy, light rain on and off all day, light wind. I am not completely sure why, but I am so unhappy so very often anymore. I try hard to be happy and overcome my problems, but perhaps it is something that I can't do on my own. I really want to talk to someone, but I don't want to lose any proselyting time, and also I don't know who to talk to because the president is so busy that he really does not have any time. Part of the reason I am down might be because of my past, and also because something that I did a long time ago and told the president about, and he told me not to worry about it since I told my bishop. Well, the adversary keeps trying to make me feel like I need to repent for it again and tries to make me commit like sins. One of my problems lately is that directly caused by my depression is that the smallest thing irritates me and I get angry, and then if it persists, I say something that I am not proud of later. Maybe I should pray more, and when I pray and ask the Lord for his help. After all, he is a Father and commands us to ask him for his help. We were supposed to meet with Sharon this morning at 10. When we went to the pass office at the front gate of the base for a pass, one of the guys told us that he knows that we will be on base every day, and it does not make any sense to give us 31-day passes, so he gave us a pass good until this time next month, and told us to make sure we don't throw it away. When we went to Sharon's, she was not there. I guess I'll have to call and reschedule. We then followed up on a few member commitments. We came back to the pad at 11:30 so Elder S could do an area analysis with Elder S and Elder S, but they did not show up until lunchtime. After lunch, we had Tongan study, and they went to see Nikita and teach her the second discussion, but she dogged us. We tracked it for an hour and a half with no success. We had an appointment for dinner at the T family, but they invited Brother H. Well, Brother T's ride got arrested, so Sister T had to go to Camp Smith to pick him up, which left just us and Brother H. I looked forward to eating dinner with one of the coolest families in the ward, but wound up eating with the least favorite person in the ward. He is a good guy, but a little pushy, but he was good at dinner. When we left the T family had not come home yet. We picked up Brother S and went to see Inez, but she was not home. I guess that she forgot about our appointment. We went to see a few of Brother S's home teaching families, and then went back to his house, and he fed us brownies. Elder S and I went to see Brother O, and he told us that he is likely going to get a divorce. I feel sorry for the guy. His wife is not even trying to make things work. We also saw Sharon and set up another appointment for next Thursday. We had correlation with Brother C. Elder S started to go look at some stuff in the hall, so Brother C told him not to go back there. He did anyway. He called a couple of times for him, but when he started asking for stuff, Brother C again called for him and sounded like he was very irritated. When we left, I told Elder S that Brother C was not happy with him, so he told me that he knows but did not care. Friday the 26th day of March 2004. Cloudy rain most of the day, lightning and thunder. Elder S and I went to help Elder D move the furniture at 06:30 so the carpet guys would come at 8 to install new carpet. We left shortly after the carpet guys got theirs to the Elder D's pad. I went on team up with Elder S all day today. First thing we did was help a part member family move furniture so the room could be tiled. We then went home, changed to our whites, and went to teach a man named David. We were there for 2 hours and did not get to finish the discussion. David has had 15 years of school, and when we ask a question, he can't answer with only a few words. He likes to go off on a tangent. He is reading the Book of Mormon, and I know that if he does, he will gain testimony that is true. We came back to the pad for lunch at 1300. Just after we left David's, we went to the LDS-owned insurance company and taught a media referral named Jennifer. She is the only non-LDS person working there. She is pretty solid, and her boss had taken her to view the first vision showing at the Temple Visitor Center. We next followed up on a young man named Mike that was taught during Zone Tract. Taught him the second and committed him for baptism. I really felt the Spirit strong, so I committed him, and he wants to be baptized. We followed up on a return from Zone Tract and taught a man named George the first discussion. We were interrupted a few times by thunder. I kind of missed big lightning storms. When we stopped by the pad, I picked up the Kailua First Ward water cooler that some elder a while before, and I got to this area and never returned. When we stopped by the pad, I picked up the Kailua First Ward water cooler that some elder a while before I got to this area borrowed and never returned, and brought it back to the bishop's house. We went for dinner. Dinner was good, and I had a good time. We went to the M family, a referral from Brother B, and taught them the third discussion. The wife and son are members, but the husband is not. After the discussion, we talked about hunting for a while. When we got back to the pad, we told the other elders that we did not teach anyone today, just for kicks. Saturday, the 27th day of March 2004. Mostly clear, light wind, hot. Zone Tract was in my area today. Elder S and I taught 2 discussions during Zone Tract, both of which got return appointments for. Total 4 discussions were taught during the tract. We had lunch at our pad, only the ones who lived there. And then we visited Brother O, and he fed us lunch, and we talked for a while. I hope things goes well with him and Sister O. Around 1600, we did a 6-step program with the C family and Sister P at the C family's home, both of which had a person to refer to us. We will follow up later. The C family's friend is gone right now doing marine stuff, but when he returns in 2 weeks, they will invite him. We decided to see the P family, a part member family who just moved into the ward, and after talking a while, we taught the non-member husband the first discussion. A while ago, Karen caught him reading the testimony of Joseph Smith. Paul has also been reading the Book of Mormon reader. He is really interested and could be baptized next month. After we set up a return appointment, we went to dinner with the N family. They're from Boise, Idaho. Their children are so cute and so very inquisitive. During dinner, we sat on the floor and watched the Mountain of the Lord. I felt really strange because the children gathered around me, leaned against my shoulders, and asked all sorts of questions. After dinner, I shared the story on the King's Road and as a dinner message. We had an appointment to teach Johanna the second discussion, but when we got there, no one was home. We tried to see a few other people, and they went home for tongue study. For district meeting, the zone leaders training on Wednesday was on, I'm not sure what that word is, Olympics, and companionships. Who gets the highest numbers will get the gold and a prize. Well, anyhow, I think that Elder S is more concerned about doing things that gets points and going for the gold than he is of bringing souls into Christ, because the gold is all he talked about all day. I have really tried to do the things that will bring souls unto Christ. Sunday, the 28th of March, 2004. Mostly cloudy, light rain, light wind, hot. Fastened testimony meeting went over 30 minutes long. Jim got up and bore his testimony, and when he did, I thought about how I was brought into the gospel by the B family, and how now I am on my mission because of me. Some of my family members joined, and I thought, you can count the number of seeds in an apple, but you can't count the number of apples in a seed. Jim also went with the young men to collect fast offerings. So awesome. After the block, I had to go to the Kailua Second Word Missionary Correlation. During the meeting, I almost wished that today was not Fast Sunday, so that Sister Kay would have brought snacks. During the Sunday school hour, the Tongan branch, we taught Falau, the fourth discussion, and after we finished, she asked us to leave her alone for a while. I think it is mostly because she is dead tired from working so many hours. I had a hard time staying awake in an elders' quorum. After church, the branch had a break your fast dinner, but we could not stay for it because Elder S had to play the piano for the other elders' baptism. After the baptism, we came back to the dinner, and they gave us our plates. We ate dinner at the pad. Last night, Elder S called and asked us to go see Steve at the Castle Hospital. But when we got there after dinner tonight, we were told that he checked out almost a week ago. We came back to the pad for week planning companionship inventory in 1930. I told Elder S that he would train a Tongan and stay in this area, but he did not believe me. I updated all of my records in the area book, so just in case I leave. Also because I always like to keep them updated. I wrote a president's letter. A letter after 2100. Elder R knows one of the APs called, and they told Elder Starks that he is training a Tongan here. Am I prophetic or what? Psychic or what? Am I psychic or what? I am going to miss serving here, and I will be a little disappointed that I will not be able to see Brother P get baptized. Oh well, the Lord knows best. Monday, the 29th day of March, 2004. Partly clear. It rained a couple of times today. It rained hard last night. This morning we had a combined district meeting at the old Kailua Chapel. I usually hate district meetings, but this one was pretty good. It helped that Elder S did not tell a wrestling story. One thing that really made me mad is that we sang Ye Elders of Israel and everyone stood the first time that they were asked to. The thing that I am mad at is the fact that everyone willingly stood for Ye Elders of Israel but refused to stand for America the Beautiful. I think that everyone who would not stand up to show their respect for the USA should be shipped to Iraq or somewhere else with the rest of the people who are not as smart enough to love the USA. After district meeting, I was fiercely patriotic. After district meeting, the zone leaders gave us our prize for winning the zone Olympics, and what they gave us as a prize was a couple of toilet plungers. After that, we all ate pizza at the church for lunch. We stopped by Brother N's place to give him the ward copy of the baptism slip for Jim. Most of the day, we tried to follow up on people and stuff like that, and we went tracting without success for 1 hour. Around 1800, we taught Jim the first after baptism discussion he had, and had him sign my book, and he gave me 3 ties. We went to Sister P's house for a family home evening, and the C's brother, the young one with the baby, not the one related to the old hens. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. We went with Sister P's house for family home evening. The C's family and brother H. The young one with the baby, not the one related to the older brother H. And a lady named April was there. I showed the special features on joy to the world, and then I shared my favorite scripture from the Old Testament, Isaiah 53. I had the C family and the Peace family give me their address, and I had everyone else stand with me, and Elder S took a picture for me. I also visited the M family and had them sign my book before we went home. As soon as we closed, I started packing. When transfer calls came in, they said that Elder S, Elder T, and myself are the only ones leaving the zone. I will be staying on island in a car, and I do not know yet where I will go, but I will find out on Wednesday morning. It is a shame to send this journal home before the last page is finished, but first thing tomorrow, I don't know what else to say to finish this journal. Well, that's the end of this journal, so I guess that's going to be it for this episode. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And with that said, I will see you in the next video.